kind of, generally, obviously, the longer it went, it was going to be a problem. So understandable. It's not a big deal. So make sure early game, not unguarded villagers just randomly going in. Two, Sharky, in this type of map, definitely try to eventually work, not immediately, but eventually work to closing that area off if you can, to your best of ability. Very important. And work that eco to help support. Like that's what you got to do. Generally, I think everyone kind of did okay. Logan, bad placement of buildings. Like you don't want to build a castle or buildings like by the tree line over there. Like that's just no good. Like it's just a free. I get to freely destroy it. Like stone's not an issue because you're getting stone, but gold's not an issue either.
I was sending traps to there. Too bad
I
the
know.
game finished.
Yeah, but I mean,
So,
it finished because Sharky finished. But bad placement of those buildings, you wouldn't really place it there. There's a way to place buildings, but that's not the way. Especially when you're cut off and you have no way of getting to them. Like okay, there was no way for you to defend it. Like you just build a building and then there's not. That's it. There's nothing to. Especially when you're trying to build like that castle shit. It's like, oh, what? Nah.
Wait, I'm building castles. Wait, what are you talking about?
I
No,
built
you're
all the
building
castles.
right, someone.
Yeah, it wasn't just you alone building. Someone was building that stuff. Anyway, okay, that's fine. Super fast games. So I'm gonna do a quick switch now. I think the team of three was just kind of hard stuck a little bit on this map because it is an 8-player map, so it gets a little hairy. So this time, let's try Basil, Logan, Sharky, and what's it? So do the thing and do the color thing. I already changed the map to the original one. So yellow is now on the top. It's yellow, teal, purple, orange. Okay.
All right.
Uh, yeah, yeah, that's right. Sure, if you're too slow. You're still slow.
Yeah, I gotta step it
Yellow.
up.
You step. I don't know what you're gonna step up, but and now you're in the team of three because you wanted because that was you're like, oh, I want to be okay. So now you go down and the whole game goes off. So I don't know what you're gonna do.
I mean, that's basically what happened with Sharky.
Yeah, basically.
Sharky, like, I had to move my whole defensive line, and that successfully defended. But then mid was exposed, and then it was just chaos for me at that point.
Sure, you need to speed it up, man. Yeah, speed it up.
Gotta leave and come back.
Sure, it should be.
Yeah, I am in the middle. Hmm.
Wow, you're so weird sometimes. Spike. And
I'm Aztecs.
Huns. Okay.
Azonnal. Építkezek. Építkezek.
I am. What am I?
Parancs.
Magyars. Spanish, Vassals, Huns, Sharkies, Incas.
And Logan is
Építkezek.
Vietnamese, so they have Imperial skirmishers as well.
yeah,
építkezek.
You're what?
He's in the middle. I can see his villager. His villager's like right here.
Okay, redo. This is the original. What the freak? They're
Horam, I think you picked the map that you edited in between tonight.
Say that again?
I don't think you picked the original map. I think you picked the one that you edited, remember?
Yeah, because Munsif's down here in the corner too.
You have to just go like one version back.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That's what happened. Sorry, I picked the wrong map. That's exactly what happened. I for some, just join in. Just join in. I picked the wrong map. Like, what the hell? I guess I had like 3 different variants, and now this is the 4th variant, and I have to go to the freaking original one, which was just the regular incentives to die. Okay, yeah, there we go. Now we're good. Shoaib's like, thank God, like I was Aztecs that was bad, even though
Aztecs is
Aztecs are
boss.
pretty good. They're pretty good, man. They're not bad.
they were boss, man. That actually really boss. The messed up part is that the Aztec context team bonus is that the relics generate like 33% more gold. Sure.
I don't think that's their team bonus, is it?
Yeah, it is. It is. I just checked. He's right. Shit. Damn, man.
Do you see that?
Shit.
Now, see, I wanted to make him feel a little shit about that game. So now he's like,
Hey man,
now
you
he's
guys
not.
had the Aztecs last game, so
Yeah, but didn't really use that many gold units. I use like 2 bomber cannons.
and all I know is Logan had his support when he went in, and then he died, and then there was just a shit show from there.
Oh, yeah, that's messed up. Straight up, it's straight up messed up. It is a shit show. Agreed. Your buddy Logan needed to do more actually. You know, he got relegated more to the side and stayed there. The thing is that he tried to make a push and he couldn't make that push. Part of the problem is that choke points are great for defense, not necessarily the best for offense.
What was that?
Choke points.
Oh yeah. Vassal got hung.
Hey,
Oh,
I'm Aztec, baby.
Shall I redo the game?
No, that's what I'm talking about, man.
It's funny because Vassal got Huns again.
Nice.
Hey, well, that's interesting.
That's right. For them. Let those horses come in. Shuaib's gonna get it.
Bildim ben. Kembali
Uh-oh.
The lag.
This lag will begin.
Захар. Bildim ben. Mermendo. Kembali
First scouts out.
boy.
I'm pumping one Eagle Warrior, because. Oh, God.
Second scouts out. Vassal has a scout somewhere around here. Once it's built forward with his stable and barracks.
Too much down this. Yeah, there's not too much going on my lane yet.
Барилгчин.
Faster has a shitload of stable, so I won't try to rush it. He has 3 stables.
I'm already starting to try to get pikemen up.
Me too.
Барилгчин.
Барилгачин. За за
Building a monastery to get
бэлэн байна.
that relic.
Барилгачин. Барилгачин. Би
Going for
болгоё.
my relic.
Би болгоё. Барилгачин. Барилгачин.
My monk is coming.
Got my relic. Show, don't forget yours.
Yeah, my monk is coming out right now.
Барилгчин.
Барилгачин.
Бэлэн байна. Барилгчин.
Going to go get it now.
Тийм ээ. За за. Зүйтэй.
I guess you want me to build more, like try to block this off for now, or not block, build more on that side, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Тийм ээ. Тийм ээ. Би болгоё.
Once it's coming with helps.
За за. За за. Би болгоё. За за. Тийм ээ. За. Тийм ээ.
I got most of the halberdiers.
Send those 2 scrums your way.
Тийм ээ.
Building my second TC over there.
I'm building my second TC already in Horum's space.
Yeah, I feel like if I don't secure this area, then I'm kind of screwed.
Захир. Барилгчин.
Барилгачин.
Барилгчин.
Like a couple hussars for some scouting.
Барилгчин.
Тийм үү? Барилгачин.
Бэлэн байна. Барилгчин.
scouts forward.
They're sending some skirmers this way.
Барилгачин.
I guess
Vassals move forward here. Vassals also trying to expand over here.
So Samat, Shoaib, what are you gonna do, man?
yeah, I'm trying to build more on this side to make sure we can get attack from there.
Worried about attacking?
Барилгачин.
Are you gonna do something? Because over time they'll desert. And then what we do?
Тийм. Сургаал сонс. За зүйтэй. Урайлан дагш. зүйтэй. За зүйтэй. Урайлан дагш. За. Барилгачин.
Барилгачин.
So Saman, you want me to, I guess since I don't have cav, just go heavy on Hal, pikemen, and skirmishers then?
Yup.
Тийм. Бэлэн байна. Барилгачин.
And I guess I also have onagers actually.
Амар мэндүү.
Yeah, and rams.
Барилгачин.
Help with that too.
Амар мэндүү. Мотчин.
Барилгачин. Үүсгэй. Тийм.
How you doing?
Doing pretty good. Just need to like pump up my economy, but I have 90 active
Амар мэндүү.
people right now too.
Мотчин. Захир.
Too bad.
Зүйтэй.
I need to start building more on your side, so I'm gonna start doing that now.
Yeah.
Зүйтэй.
Large attempted at scouting? Attack? I'm not really sure.
My main base is already kind of blocked, so
Zүйтэй.
I'm kind of good for now,
Зүйтэй.
at least as far as.
So on this side, so let him scout. Which is fine.
Бэлэн байна.
Yeah, that's fast though. He's coming to our freaking economy from here. It wasn't blocked from the other side. Shit.
Where you build, I won't be able to come help you either. Sharky
Oh, yeah,
or
I don't-
Munsif has skirms and halbs here.
I don't know what's open from the other side. Shit, I should have seen that. Hitting those villagers pretty hard.
Stop sulking. Make villagers. Stop sulking. Put the villagers on quickly. What are your resources?
Амар мэндүү.
Not too bad. 1600, 2300, 800.
Okay, get more guys on board.
Yeah. I have 3 town centers up, so.
Барилгачин. Амар мэндүү. Тийм ээ. Бэлэн үүсгэй. Барилгачин.
Shark is starting to build up over here. I have a lot of halbs. I have Logan. I got all three.
I'm building behind you.
Yeah, he can try and raid if he wants. There's no opening. Oh, they're going for the Victoria. Okay. And that's him losing a hell of a lot of food.
팀에
멋진. 멋진.
They keep sending horses.
Well, he's Hun. What else is he gonna do?
I mean, he keeps sending them along.
Oh, I got him in a bottleneck, so it's all good.
болгой. Би болгой. За зүйтэй. За зүйтэй. Элэн идээ үүсгий. Мотч. Би болгой. Тийм ээ. За зүйтэй. За зүйтэй.
Yep, they're on the stone. I can't do anything about it.
Мотч. Захар. Идээ үүсгий. Үүсгий. Би болгой.
So you want me to build some Eagle Warriors to kind of raid something or no? Or save the
If you
gold
can
for
do
siege?
some safely, yeah, but watch what you're doing
Yeah.
over here too.
Pretty blocked out there.
I mean, we can go.
Actually, you know what? Let me build a freaking orange FC working. Get some pancakes. Yeah, your chokehold is nice. Get my
Really, they got the bombardiers. We got rams over on this side.
I'll pump up the middle wires to the other ramp.
Mass amount of units. Focus on getting those bombard cannons down with the Eagles, man. It's really doing damage right now.
I didn't see what they have.
They're
One round
full
coming.
force with my Victoria.
See that?
And we're in the Eagle.
Барлыгчын, 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 барлыгчын.
Is there anything you can do, man?
Trying to see what the hell I can do.
What?
How
What?
many damn units?
Alright, I'm just gonna call it.
Good job.
Damn.
Didn't have to worry. I didn't have to worry about the housing. So,
I didn't attack you. I didn't just attack you.
well, no, I'm talking about my
I know.
personal. You
But
know,
you take advantage of it. Not the right way. Why would you lose all your food on sending guys straight to the Pretoria when you can actually do that to hurt the economy, which was largely unprotected?
I think I took out Salman's front line of woodcutters, and I think I think I took out Shoaib's
I mean, early
skirmishers.
early when you sent them to the Pretoria,
No. I mean, no. My first earliest one was to go after Shoaib's economy.
Yes. And
Yeah,
then,
but then the thing was that I noticed that the way you were building was going to make it difficult for me to move through in that one area, right?
what
I
I'm saying
somehow
I know, but what I'm saying is, why wouldn't you just build a lot of more cavalry on your first attempt, because you had 20% increase on building time on your stables. So you needed to have much more cavalry than what you came with. You didn't have enough.
I know. I mean, for me, it was just a harassment and slow
It's
down.
not about, but it's not harassment. You're Huns. You're not harassing. You ending. The whole point of Huns is you're ending. No one can manage you. No one can handle that. All you have to do is go freaking all out and just take out all the economy. Once the horses die, you have two people who can't build shit. GG. It's GG. They can't do anything. So you literally extended the game by getting those units instead of like working on the economy like you initially were. First of all, you didn't have enough horses. You needed more. Then second, when you did have, you put them with the Victoria, which is kind of stupid. Like don't ever, just don't do that. I don't want you to do that. Like there's a time to do that. That's not the time to do it. And just send them on economy. Because look, you spend 80 food per horse. You basically are cleaned out. Literally, you're cleaned out. You cannot afford someone coming and attacking you. You just can't afford it. So you have to do it almost like a death blow. Like they can't come in like what? Well, what is it? Who's gonna come in? Are they gonna come and hit you? They're not gonna come and hit you. So my point is, the game got like unnecessarily extended because you did that initially hit, but then your horses lived. I don't know if you noticed, your horses lived too after the attack on Shoaib. But then you put them in the Victoria, which was like really bad. All you do is just go around the line and start hurting more economy. Basically, the trajectory of the economy goes like this, while you got three people booming, and then basically they just roll in. Like everybody just rolls in. There's nothing to do. But instead, you just win the Victoria, the game stalled, and it's stalling, and it's just stalling, right? So that's like the very, very important to make sure. From our side, Shoaib, I mean, you got to do more, man. It wasn't just about the onagers. It was basically saying, okay, what are you gonna do? Like, what are you gonna do how are you gonna manage the choke point? Choke point defense is very important. You know, like I half-heartedly went middle, but it was half-hearted. I mean, I wasn't gonna like really reward the fact that two players can't hold a choke point, and it's not a Salman thing as much as he needed support. And the thing is, the number of armies don't matter. In a choke point, the number of army size matters not. So how did you end up losing Shoaib? Unless you ran out of resources or you were mismanaging your units.
Tribe left. Yeah, he went to sleep.
That's fine. That's okay. But bottom line is, he completely bombed. Like his defense was just not good. But that's okay because he needed to know how to defend. He doesn't know how to defend. So on a choke point, he didn't know what to do, and I was going to really help with that. He needed to really support that effort, and he just wasn't able to, right? Literally, people in front of him are taking stone, and he's not like totally not concerned about that. So it's kind of like, okay. Anyway, when you're on the team of three, there's more pressure. So the guy in the mid has to do more. Like he has to do more, and I'm not gonna help the guy in mid completely. To just initially, I help a little bit here and there. Like I help his economy here. I helped him a little bit, but after that, hey, you gotta hold your own. And if you're not gonna hold your own, you're gonna be found, and then you're just gonna have to live with the consequences of being found. The communications were really bad. He wasn't, as a support player, he needed to be much more vocal. He needed to talk more. He needed to be talking about what was destroying, what was getting us, like what type of defense they needed to do. Instead of just like building buildings and then those buildings just slowly getting destroyed because gold was not going to necessarily be that big of an issue. So if it was going to be an issue of like, okay, how we're going to defend. The thing is if you can't produce enough units, the buildings are useless. The buildings don't create a defense. Units do. And without units, buildings are just meaningless. And because his economy went in the dumps, his economy went in the dumps, he couldn't help support Saman, and then Saman couldn't really hold on his own. Like, that's kind of what happened there. But, generally everyone did pretty okay. I thought it was okay. I will keep more people honest on this map, though. It's like I'll probably end up attacking more in front of me on a 4-player. I just didn't want to attack this time. I wanted to see if Shoaib was going to manage at least the economy part, so that he could produce the amount of units necessary for a defense that is outnumbered, but using choke points. And I guess there's some challenge, because I think the game to last, he was still slow. Even in the game that we technically quote unquote won, whatever, I don't even look at that as it's a win, it's a lose-lose. Basically, he was too slow, very slow in the 4v3. Like, he basically, Faisal had to do much work. Actually, Faisal and Munsif were doing a lot of work, and I helped with that because they were doing a lot of work. But he was somewhat struggling. He was like really struggling to kind of like close out or help support or create that. The funny thing is that I saw the way he was building, and he did not. And he basically was like, "Oh, I'm going to leave this whole other side. I'm going to Saman entirely, and I'm going to leave my flank side open." So I basically I trolled with opening the wooden gate.
I watched that happen. Yo, I watched that scout
Because it was
run
close.
in, open the gate, and let Vessel scouts through. I was watching that.
Because my pikes went in and I locked it, but I was like, because I had already seen what Shoaib did, and I was like, nah, open it up. And that was all she wrote. She was like, oh god. He was complaining as if because it was my job to close the close the side. Hey man, that's what happens. But generally I guess everyone did okay. It's alright. I just wish the game would have ended much sooner. We spent when Faisal first attacked, that was GG. Basically, you guys would win right after, like in another 10 minutes. So the interesting thing is that we don't have enough. We don't have enough production to keep up with Faisal. That's the thing. With the it's like somebody who had gods who had his barracks close by, and he's just out producing you. For every one pike, he's producing 3. We can't deal with that. And it's not like we were all together. We were separate. So the horses would do like tremendous damage to one area really bad. Like very bad. Like basically almost knock them out of the game for the most part. Or hurt them really bad. So
Yeah, honestly, if you hadn't sent your own cavalry in there, he would have collapsed completely. That would have been game right there, to be honest.
I know. I'm the one who allowed it to happen, so. Because he totally ignored it. He ignored.
And then when I saw it, I'm like, well, the way you built, I can't come help you either.
Like so. Even the way he built, no one can help him. So it's kind of like, okay, whatever.
It's funny because I think he was copying me, but he didn't copy me properly.
Yeah, what to do? It's okay. I mean, people are gonna learn, but it's kind of like it does put a lot of pressure on the center player, because the center. By the way, just so you guys know, the center player is usually the pocket player, and that guy has the most important role. Like that pocket player really needs to support like two sides and handle their front. So if they fail on any one side, I mean, it's kind of like GG. In this case, it wasn't really an issue about my side as much as he just didn't really protect his base like he needed to, and then he made a lot of buildings for show. Like there wasn't a quick reaction time of having, you know, some kind of defense or appropriate defense. Nothing. It was just whatever. So one thing to kind of think about it, my defense mostly was cavalry based in this case. I didn't even build that many pikes, precisely because I'm dealing with a Huntsman. Pikes don't do shit. But here's the thing, it's how you build your buildings and how you're building your economy that pikes should make the big difference, because he can roam around anywhere, but if everything is protected, his horses become useless. So those are the types of things that, you know, that's why the initial base building and the way you build makes a huge difference. Because later on, like if you're not planning, like you don't plan properly the way you build, like all these incursions can really hurt you. Like you don't, the differences between like, Logan, you remember like how you defended, like how you eventually defended your in that one game where you built around your base, and now you guys have been like working that defense where you're building around your base. Like depending on how you do that, like if you're in your mind like you're building like that, eventually you'll block it and you're good. If you're not building like that and you're building like, you know, freely, that's when you get destroyed, like totally destroyed. Like you're very susceptible to the raids, you can't really defend. It's like defending becomes a pain in the butt. I mean, it's just crazy. And so it seems like he never learned the lessons of you know, what you went through. And I think even Munsif has been defending, building a certain way too. Sharky hasn't really been doing that, so Sharky is more susceptible to getting hurt. So it's kind of important, Sharky, that you remember like how you want to do your. Of course, it changes from map to map, but definitely think about like how you want to defend your base. So that's kind of key. But overall, you know, I mean, it was fine. I mean, everybody did good. And not having houses definitely helped, but you gotta know that when you have houses, when you have Fitoras, gotta build houses. Castle that the one game to previous where you were building stables, that no good. Can't build the stables first when you immediately, because when you're housed, you can't even build the villagers. So basically, your whole production is stopped. There's nothing you can do. So even if you build your stables, you can never even pump out a scout because you're housed anyway. So you literally have to get all 3 villagers working on those houses and getting so that your pop limit increases, and that's when you're able to then, you know, build your stables or barracks or whatever, like, and build units out of villagers out of the town center. But I don't know. I thought generally everyone did pretty okay. Everybody kind of got like a little bit of lessons that they needed to learn, and to me that's a great thing, because everyone got to learn a few things. Fassel got a few things that were blind, that were a part of his blind spot that were important. I want him to be a little bit more aggressive because it makes him build aggressively. So that's kind of important too. Even if he can die sometimes, that's okay. But the worst in this game is just to only be conservative only. Like that's no good. I want people to take some risks and come out and, you know, and Munsif did that, right? He took some risks, which were really good. Actually, the play, not the Munsif, not the game where you were yellow, where you built up front like that. I think the game, even though, by the way, that wasn't necessarily a bad play if your team was with you. The one before that, when you were purple and you built right next to like Fassel's economy, that was very, very nicely done. I just wish that you didn't have killed my villager. And the other thing is, one thing you don't want to necessarily do is you don't want to build a tower. Like, don't build that tower like that. Especially if you don't have the economy to support the tower. Because the tower, here's the thing, food units you can control, yes, but the tower you cannot control its fire. In the sense that it auto fires. So you can control where it fires, but you can't control the fact that it fires. So if you build a tower and it becomes in range of something, like it'll auto fire and then it'll give your position away. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So maybe in a situation like that, you want to go ahead and garrison your units.
Inside. Yeah.
And that way not only do they come out one by one and just die, but they'll come out together, and then you can sort of like build a tower or something like that, if that makes sense. And that way you also protect your villagers and stuff like that. But generally, I thought everyone did pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how the games turned out today. I mean, everyone did really good. I like that. Nicely done and well played. I'm liking these maps. Like, of course, this is a bit. Obviously, there's this variant that's like, it was like an 8-player map, so it was kind of big. So whatever, but yeah, I mean, I'll try to take a look. I have some news, by the way, just so you guys know. I am going to be taking a closer look, a little bit more, this coming week on DE. I've noticed like a few folks that I know started talking about death matches for DE. So I am going to talk to a few people, and then maybe it's not a promise, but maybe starting next week we may potentially do another trial of DE.
Cool.
I will. I'll probably end up if it turns out like it's not like problematic, like laggy or something. We'll definitely try. So the one thing I'll try to do is make an effort to at least in DE start making some new maps for us to play on. I'm sure maybe it's going to be a little easier. I don't know, but either way, we can certainly try that, and hopefully we don't have like the stuttering and some of the other units not working. I do need to find out about the units not working. It does seem like that may have been resolved in some of the patches. I don't know yet. I am going to find out, and then perhaps we may just experience that together next week. So we'll probably have like 1 or 2 maps out. I'll create 1 or 2 maps out, but hopefully it'll be interesting because we'll add some more new civs to the. Oh my God! Like it's hopefully it's gonna be fun. And then I guess if it turns out that everything is working, then potentially we could do a switch over to DE. Hopefully everyone's on board for it. Hey Sharky, I know Sharky's been playing DE, right? You've been playing the campaigns?
Yeah,
Sharky?
definitely. I was playing some of the historic battles as well.
Yeah.
There's also a really great like Mongol Raiders scenario, which is kind of good for like
Oh, is it?
aggression.
I see. Wow. Okay. Logan, you finished all the campaign?
Hell no. No, I did not.
Oh, okay. Well, I've seen you play the DE version. Right?
Yeah, I've been playing just like 2v2. We tried a 2v3, but the computer, it's a different AI. They don't. So the AI in HD, they attack buildings, whereas this, they go right to your like economy. They screw you over. So you got to be like ready for that. Build a wall, and we also tested out with treaties. My uncle wanted to try a treaty, and the problem is all your allies with the computers. So all the gates get bugged. They're all open, like even after the treaty. So they just run right through your wall. So even if you lock it down, so that's a bug. But if we don't do treaty, the wall or the gate is fine. But yeah, the computer's smarter.
Yeah,
What do you mean
the
about-
AI in DE is much better. I actually
Like-
really enjoy playing against the AI.
Are you saying that I can put the AI to be a ally of mine?
But wait, say that again. Make an
Can I-
ally.
Can I put the very hard AI to be my ally?
You mean the extreme AI?
Yeah, in DE.
I mean, I don't know what you're asking for. Like, yeah, you can have an AI or an ally that's AI. But no, the other thing, I'm sorry, I meant to say the AI I chose in like HD edition because the AI seems way too easy on moderate in DE. So I selected there's 3 modes for the AI. You can go to like HD, CD, and then just regular AI, which I assume is the DE version. But the HD version, it's different than the real like the one we just played. They are like smarter and they run right through and attack your villagers and stuff instead of like even if you have a military presence, they still like try to go through it. If you have a big enough force, obviously you'll just kill them. But if it's just like some pikemen for cavalry, the cavalry's just like, okay, well we'll just take some hits, but still get to your eco.
Right.
So,
Right. Okay,
but
so that's pretty interesting. Hey, Munsif, did you play? I know you've played DE before. Did you try any of the campaigns, or have you tried any of those games yet, or you
No,
only
the
played?
the only games I played with you guys before.
Okay. Yeah. So you know, I guess like, and we don't really play with treaties, so hopefully that's not an issue. I guess in the non-treaty case, it does work. By the way, do they lock the gates? Logan?
According to what he said, yes, they do.
Okay.
They work fine.
Yeah.
With no treaty.
Yeah, so maybe we can maybe we can try. We will try that. I mean, since the last time we played, I never really got back to like playing it at all. So I'll be super stoked to check out like some of the new civs they have. They have a lot of new civs now.
And a lot of the civs are also like the ones we're playing are modified as well.
Oh, that's right, because they
yeah, the Persians got those archers.
Yeah, Persians will have the trash bows, so the BL archers for be trash. Teutons get the extra
were there any
armor.
like, major updates like to Berbers or like some of the other
Khmer, their farms, they don't have to drop off the food at a mill.
What?
Yeah. So you're constant food
And-
income.
Right. I think the cool thing, regardless of that, is the reseed thing. Oh, it's so easy. You don't even have to check farms.
No, but
You don't have to make that
dude,
call anymore.
I
You
think
don't
that
have
right
to
now
drop
the
the food anymore.
waypointing is just
Yeah, it is.
shift instead of that left.
Well, I know a bunch of people over here would like the quality of life stuff for sure.
That's what I
Oh
like.
yeah, and then
yeah.
instead of the looking for the little symbol on the side for your lumberjacks and farmers or whatever, it's all on the top for you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Munsif, do you know about that?
No, I didn't know. I know
Yeah,
that
you
you
see
can
how many
track,
people
you
aren't
don't-
gold
you-
and stuff.
Yeah, so I know you don't have to refill your farms, but I didn't know about that.
Yeah, so I think like on the top you just have the icons and it just tells you.
Yeah,
like,
so you know where it says like your food, your wood, and your gold?
It tells you idle villagers, right?
Yeah, well,
That
that's
too.
up there too. But right next to your food, it'll have a little number. It's like 9. So that means you have nine dudes working food.
Okay, that's cool. So you don't have to
Awesome.
keep track.
So now you guys will have an accurate. Okay, so maybe maybe in some weird way that would help. That would help the. Have you? By the way, have you guys played with enough units? I guess like you haven't played on. Logan, you're probably the only guy.
So we
But-
played a 4v4 and it did start lagging like crazy. And
Sure.
my cousin was trying to tell me that the way it's a different like so it's weird. So this game they lag whereas in the other one they like I don't remember exactly. It's late, but basically somehow they're still being processed or something. So the units run real time versus here they run game time. So I don't know exactly. I'm wrong right now, I think. But basically, it was really laggy. I mean, we had 300 population each, so 300 times 8. I mean, so I don't know how much the computer, but they obviously go crazy and produce a bunch in turbo. So yeah,
Well, it doesn't help that you were playing turbo either.
yeah. But I mean, if we went down to 200 and then didn't do turbo, I'm sure it would probably be fine.
We're gonna try. I mean, I guess we'll try to see what the deal is like when that happens.
I want to try infinite resources.
Whatever. Well, Soman's is not an issue. I'm just thinking their network code with the rehaul. I was really hoping that maybe that was going to not be an issue. The problem was that I mean we didn't even get to the network code because stupid units were not attacking. Like not a lag thing. They just weren't even attacking. It was like there was an invisible wall. So the units would go and so here's the funny thing. I think there's an online clip that I could almost share. I'd have to catch it. So this is what happened. The guy was playing 1v1, and he sent like all these paladins to Indian archers. You know the Indian elephant archers? He
Yep.
sent them to the Indian elephant archers. Here's the funny thing. He only saw one elephant archer on his, so he was showing on his stream. He saw one elephant archer, but he had like a ton of paladins, so he sent them. His paladins got stuck, like hard stuck in front of the Indian Elis, and they were trying to attack the one elephant archer. When you go to the stream of the other guy who was the Indian player, he had 30 Indian elephant archers stacked. So the other guy didn't even, it was invisible to them except for one archer, and the other guy could see like everything was normal on his side. So some weird, funky stuff like that is what made the deathmatch really problematic. I don't know if after so many patches now, if that has been improved or not. I know they've done like all these rebalancing, but the thing is, like in a slower game like random, like it works. I mean, it technically works. It's just that in the deathmatch, that's when it probably is more taxing, and I don't know how much of that they really balance.
Well, to be fair, if we keep playing the matches the way we are playing them, I think it'll handle it.
Sure.
Because
Yeah, I mean,
we're not going all out either, like with max
Right.
units every game.
Right. Even with the shitty with some of the old network code, it seems like Age is still like the Age of Empires 2 still handles it pretty nicely. I mean, yeah, it sucks. I think the one thing they did improve though was if you drop, you're able to get back to the game, even though if they haven't completely fixed it, right? Like they haven't completely fixed the restore. Like you still villagers bug out and things like that, but generally you can still salvage the game, which I thought was good. In a previous instance back in the day when I was ranking and doing that, they didn't even have that. Like once you lost, it was GG. Like yeah, there's nothing you could do. It was a lost ranked game. Like you could do it. I think both people lose there. So, but yeah. So I mean, look, I think the civs are pretty nice, and the rebalancing work is pretty interesting too. And technically, because we are, I imagine we're still going to be doing some of the things that we are doing. So maybe it's not going to be terrible, right? Like maybe it's not going to be that bad. Hopefully. Although I remember somebody, are they going to change the noise of the elephant? Because the elephant sounds like shit.
What about the onagers? The onagers sound like shit too.
Yeah, what is that? Like,
It's a big rumbling.
I know, like the Persian elephants, like the real, and then Persian elephants over there is like someone's got I don't even know what it is. It's like so messed up. It's like I don't want to. The moment I click on the elephant, I'm like, yeah, I don't want. You know what? I'd rather delete them. The noise is so.
Oh,
stupid.
we were also playing. That's right. We were also playing on Ludicrous too. That doesn't help.
Yeah,
What
no,
does that
that
mean?
definitely doesn't help.
We went the huge ass map.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so it's the 8-player map, and then there's I think 8 players
There's
large,
there's
and then there's giant, and then
Giant,
there's
and then there's
ludicrous.
Yeah, that didn't help.
Damn.
But man, boy, there's so many resources. It's just like pop-up town centers everywhere.
That would blow Munsif's mind away. He'd be like, he'd have to do 10 scrolls before he gets to the other side. He's like, where is the battle?
I forgot. There's the other thing too is if you do make maps in DE, the scout has the auto scout button. That's nice.
Yeah.
Really? So oh, that's right. That's right. Isn't it efficient though? Is it really efficient?
It's not right away. I think I tried to scout my initial bit. Once I find my boars,
So
then I can send them.
auto scout is more about scouting black areas.
But it still misses like the stuff right at immediate base. It goes off in like the black. It just like I don't know, goes on a tangent. Like basically goes on a spoke, and it's like no, where are my berries? The berries are like right there, so you have to like end up sending your villager to go find it. So what I do is I just go in a ring around the base, and then I'll send him to do auto because he'll find the paths in Black Forest and stuff. But yeah, that's one negative with it. It's not smart to
Yeah,
figure out like
it's not
define
good
stuff.
like initial scout of your base. Yeah, agreed. But
Yeah.
it's more for
I-
when you don't have time to actually manage your scout.
I wish we can get to a point where
Oh,
we
and the
where we finally can go explore. Just explore.
nah, I don't. I like the way we have it, but the other I used to like fully explored or whatever. With
No.
like obviously with Fog of War, but
Yes,
But-
yes, just explored, not like full explored, but just explored where you can see the map.
right. Well, that's what isn't that full explored, and then
No.
there's the what's the
Explored is
No,
where
yeah. It's
all visible.
yes,
It's normal,
all
explored,
visible.
all visible. That's what I
Yeah.
meant. So yeah, not all visible. Yeah, because we
Right.
need Fog of War, of course. But the other thing I forgot to mention too is the shift clicking. So you can in this, you know how you scout, you can like set them on paths and stuff. And that like I think in this you still have all units kind of have some sense of that. But in that you have every unit has that. So you can have a villager build a house and then shift click the wood. So once he's done with the house, he'll go to the wood. And in this, I don't think you can do that in HD. And then I do with that ludicrous map. There's a lot more relics. So one monk, basically, right when I get to the castle age, get the monastery, and then I can basically cue the monk to go get a relic, come back, go get another, come back, and basically my dad's like, "How do you have so many relics?" I'm like, "Well, because shit, I'm." And then he's like, "You're already in the Imperial?" Yeah, I'm like, and so he's already collecting them all without me really doing anything. So yeah, it's
okay,
nice.
so basically you can queue commands.
Yes, a
Yes.
lot
Like,
cleaner.
which is-
Yeah.
Man, that's pretty awesome. Right now the queuing is just by sensitive, like by how close something is, not necessarily that.
For villagers, I suppose. But you can some units you can like have them go around bases in this right now. But like attack move, I'm not even sure if that even works. Setting a different stance and stuff. But and yeah, DE everything goes. I mean, you can have villagers like I even have them like they'll make a town center and they're right next to gold, but I would rather have them go build something else so they don't automatically go and do their gathering or whatever. Because you know how once they build a town or town center or any lumber camp. Like lumber camp, they usually go get wood, right? So in this, you can say, hey, don't go get wood, go here or something. So yeah, it's nice. It's good.
So I think everyone will kind of like enjoy that, and maybe Saman, you got a point that maybe at the end it's not going to be that bad because we're playing low anyway. So hopefully, it's not going to be that terrible.
Yeah, it's not like
so-
we're clashing with 120 paladins per player every game.
Oh, and then the other thing, I forgot, is you can create units and research. Like you can queue them all up together.
Well, not that research matters to this group in particular.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's right. But I think that's really cool because I basically
it's really
I'll click
nice.
feudal age and then be like, oh, I need 4 villagers right after, and then boom, they're all being made right after it gets to feudal age, and then so forth. It's awesome. But yeah, you're right. We don't
Yeah,
do
but yeah, that's
upgrades.
mostly just quality of life stuff.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna go to bed.
All
That's
right,
fun.
big
Good night.
so awesome. Take care.
Yeah. See
Yeah.
ya.
Yeah.
Good night.
All right, guys, take care.
Like guys.